surely info about the new unit is on Stove, their source for all information, right? Why? Why do they say they want us to use Stove to give them information and then they don't give us any information on Stove? Anybody? Anybody tell me why they don't even just have a single post that says, hey, check out the new video on Tori, link to YouTube. Check out the new notification about upcoming events on Twitch, X, whatever, link. You know, I mean, is it really that hard to do a single post saying, check out this thing so we don't have to go and search for the information? Is it? Am I just bitching for no reason? Well, let's see. Epic 7 Tori. Okay. Let's check her out, guys.
You've got this, Tori. So nervous. I've prepared a gift for all of you. I hope you like it. I can do anything too, you know.
If you blink, you miss it.
I've prepared a gift for all of you.
You ever see one of those flip books, right? Like you used to make them when you were little kids, where you just the instant animation, then you flip the book to show it moving. Right? I mean, god damn, let's slow this down. Hang on. Playback speed half. Yeah, even there, pop, pop, pop. It's like if they doubled the number of cells, right? Why didn't they just make each cell be 2 cells so it could go a little bit, you could be a little bit more smooth. We could see the animation, side boob. We could see the animation a little bit better. I'm not a fan, guys. I'm not a fan of the animation. The animation department usually is knocking it out of the park. I don't know if it's the scaling back on doing things for Epic 7 that we've been seeing lately, but we've had some absolutely gorgeous units with so much potential where the animation just fallen a little flat. Even like ML Pera, who is absolutely gorgeous, right? We got her stretching in front of an engine that's revving and stuff, and that's cool and everything, but like that's it. I mean, think about Conqueror Lilius's S3, right? Think about Luna's S3. I know they can't all be Luna, but there could be some Liliuses in there, Conqueror or otherwise. We've got some really pog animations that tell stories about the unit. Here we got animations that are just kind of ADD, flopping wild and all over the place and don't really say anything. Except, hey, look, I'm wearing ribbons for clothing. And I'm probably going to get some pushback on this, but... And I say this staring, blooming Lytica right in the face. Isn't this the most lewd outfit we've ever gotten? She's literally wearing, you know, like a top and ribbons. Okay, enough hating on Tori. I'm not trying to shit on people's waifu. I don't know. It's not hitting for me. It's not my big booba waifu Knights and Dragons unit that I'm kind of used to. But you know what? At least she doesn't look like a 14-year-old in high school, so I'm kind of okay with that.
Too, you know.
Tori is the granddaughter of the founder of the brand Armiku and a retired model.
She's a retired model. Did she work in modeling for 4 months?
During the succession competition between her and her older cousin, Armin, Tori's lies were exposed, leading to her
I did some modeling in college. I guess I'm a retired model too.
Exit from the modeling industry. Presently, she works as a convenience store clerk by day and an online streamer by night.
Okay, I did some modeling in college, and I'm a streamer, and I don't work in a convenience store. I am not Tori.
Struggling to make ends meet.
Stop saying Tori Wulf.
Is a 5-star fire elemental thief.
Okay, what do we got here? We got a 5-star Leo thief. Leo thief. Who are some other Leo thieves? Leo thieves. Rylet. Okay, so she's kind of damage based, I guess. Arby. Okay, so she's a damage dealing thief then. 116 speed, so she's middling speed. She's not designed to be an opener. And if thieves aren't opening fast, that means they've got to have some kind of way to stay alive forever. Because if you don't have evasion or immortality, immortality like Kairon, evasion like Violet, damage limits like Tempest Surin, right? Thieves don't work. Thieves are just not a good class unless they have some way to keep them alive so they can do their thing. So, I mean, name one thief that doesn't have some form of survivability baked into his kit that's in any way usable in competitive play other than as a speed imprint. Those are kind of your classes of thieves, right?
Ribbon outfit when?
No, I am not going to wear a ribbon outfit. You guys couldn't handle it.
Has high attack and can increase her critical hit chance through her imprint concentration.
Okay. Skill 2. Buffs granted to the caster are applied as undispellable. I heard she had some undispellable buffs, but all buffs that are put on her are undispellable. So she's got permanent undispellable immunity if, like, you run a knight that gives Bastion or you put her on immunity set. Oh, guys, I don't know if this is okay. Yeah, what if you put immortality on her? Undispellable? 3-turn immortality? What if you run this unit with Shooting Star Arcades? How do you win? Oh my god. When attacked, damage suffered in one attack does not exceed 70% of max health. There it is. She's got a 70, 77, 80, 85. So she's got cannot exceed 51% of max health. So you got to hit her 3 times. You got to hit her 3 times to kill her. So Tempest Surin, right? There's your survivability mechanic. She's got Tempest Surin, Fire Roy. You got to hit her 3 freaking times. Spirit Isoline, Shaltir, yeah, all that. So there you go. A thief does not work if it does not have some form of survivability mechanic, in my opinion. At the start of the turn has a 20% chance for each buff granted to the caster. At the start of the turn has a 20% chance for each buff granted to the caster to grant Cascade. So she's got 3 buffs on her. They'll be undispellable, and they can give her Cascade, which would be undispellable as a 4th buff. Cascade can only grant once every 2 turns. Okay, so that's going to cycle stupid fast. At the start of the turn. This bitch is going to have an extra turn mechanic, isn't she? What's Cascade? Cascade is the buff that Dragon King Sharoon gets. There we go. Make-A-Wish Sharoon. Okay. Cascade, after attacking, deals 2,500 fixed damage to the target. So it's a built-in pop. It's a built-in Rocket Punch Gauntlet. It's a built-in 3F, except instead of scaling off of a stat, it's just like, here's 2,500 damage. Bam, built into your attack. I'm not sure I'm okay with a unit that... I mean, this isn't like you can't debuff a Sylvan Sage Vivian when she's got focus. You can't put buffs or debuffs at all on Hua Young. This is a unit who can have permanent, unstrippable immunity, making her basically all of the benefits of Hua Young with none of the negatives. And she gets a chance for those buffs, which you can't get rid of, to give her another buff, which gives her more chances to get Cascade. To give her Cascade, which is a 2,500 extra damage in her hit. And how do you kill her? Holy shit, what if you put a barrier on her? What if you put a barrier on this unit with damage limit? A barrier that you can't strip on a unit with damage limit, so you can't break the barrier because she's got damage. You put a big enough barrier on this unit. Holy mother of freaking God. Is this unit, is that why we buffed Fallen Cecilia? Did we buff Fallen Cecilia to sell this unit? Keep watching. Okay, you know what? You're right. I'm busy freaking out about skill 2. We haven't even seen skills 1 and 3 yet. Let's go.
2. Delusional Runway. Buffs granted to the caster are applied as undispellable. When attacked, damage suffered in one attack does not exceed 51% of max health. At the start of the turn, has a 20% chance for each buff granted to the caster.
This will
to
push
grant
back and
Cascade.
strip it, except that she's got
Cascade
immunity
can
and
only
she
be
can't be
granted
stripped or
once every
pushed
2
back.
turns. Skill
Heart over Grace, skill 3. Throws chocolates filled with heart-filled sentiments, granting increased attack and increased speed to all allies, and grants an extra turn. So she will have immunity at the start. Then she'll use her S3. Oh, sorry, she'll have immunity at the start. Her turn will start, she's got a 20% chance to get Cascade. Then she will use her S3, get attack and speed buff, and grant an extra turn, so now she's got another 20, 40, 60% chance to grant Cascade on her next attack. Sheesh. 3-turn buff with 4-turn cooldown. Yikes.
3. Heart over Grace. Throws chocolates filled with heartfelt sentiments, granting increased attack and increased speed to all allies for 3 turns. Grants an extra turn to the cat.
Freaking seizure alert with that S3. So yeah, right there. There's her Cascade buff. There's her attack and her speed buff for 3 turns. She's still got immunity, which should be wearing off. Oh, and the skill null from Ahmed. Just got a permanent undispellable skill null? Nah, right? That doesn't work. It's not a permanent undispellable skill null, right?
Skill 1.
Overreaction. I'm fighting having an overreaction on this, guys. I'm really fighting having an overreaction. So it's all the mola is just damage. So this skill's gonna hit hard, right? Attacks the enemy by whipping ribbons. She's gonna take off her ribbons and whip you with them, everybody. Giggity. And grants a barrier to the caster for 1 turn, which will be undispellable. And there's no language that says this doesn't happen on counter or dual attack. So you run her with dual attack units and she gives herself barriers that are undispellable, barriers that make it impossible to get through the cockroach passive. Holy shit! Unity set Tori. How about counter set Tori? Huh? How about Unity lifesteal? How about just always run her with dual attack units and say screw Unity? I'm just gonna run her with dual attack units. And, yeah, run her with C-Poly. You run her Immunity Double Torrent. I'm thinking Immunity Torrent Pen, to be honest with you, Potato. I'm thinking Immunity Torrent Pen. Barrier grants proportionally to the caster's attack, which is insane because by the time she's ready to do her S1, she's already used her S3 and has an attack buff. So that's going to be a fat shield. Fat shield. Soul Burn effect greatly increases damage dealt and does not trigger a dual attack. When the caster is granted Cascade, does not cost any souls. You know what? I was just sitting here thinking, hey, you know what? At least you can bellying away the Soul Burn effect. No, you can't. Belly, you don't even need Belly if she gets Cascade, and it's very unlikely you're going to get through an S3 extra turn and not trigger Cascade. Like, statistically impossible, I think, to not trigger Cascade. And then you're going to be able to soul burn, greatly increasing damage. This is a unusual word, right? Greatly increases damage. Usually when we look at a unit that's you can soul burn for extra damage, it just says increases damage. Right? Even Challenger Dominion has one of the strongest soul burns in the game, just says increases damage. So I'm a little freaked out by the phrase greatly increases damage. Let's see.
Reaction.
Yeah,
Attack
okay. Maybe I'm overreactioning here. Let's see what it
the
does.
enemy by whipping a ribbon and grants a barrier to the caster for 1 turn. Barrier strength increases proportional to the caster's attack.
That right there is fucking insane, guys. You stack a lot of attack on this unit, and somebody said it earlier. Cockroach unit. You're going to hear that phrase a lot. Cockroach is a term that's applied to this style of unit, right? It's units that have the Tempest Surin passive, units that have the Spirit Iceline, the Shaltir, the Roy passive, where no matter how hard you hit them, only so much damage goes down. And a unique side effect of that is if you're trying to use units that self-heal, that is the worst kind of unit to work into, right? For example, if you're down to, like, just a sliver of health left, and you have a Sigurd Scythe unit hit a yellow shield, the invulnerability shield or the immortality shield, where you can't really do any damage at all, you still full heal, right? Because in those situations you still do the damage, but the buff ignores it. This limits the damage you can do. You don't you do damage up to a point and then it stops, so you only heal based on the damage you do. So you'll notice that it's damn near impossible to heal with lifesteal, to heal with Sigurds, to like dump an attack into this unit to kill the shield and re-heal your unit. It won't work. So the damage limit is one of the best ways to keep your team alive, because it ruins other teams' survivability. Other teams that rely on lifesteals and bloodstones and vampirisms and Sigurd Scythes and golden roses to keep themselves alive.
When 20 soul is consumed, greatly increases damage dealt and does not trigger a dual attack. When the caster is granted Cascade, does not cost any soul to activate Soul Burn.
Let's do this.
When the caster is granted Cascade,
that's a pretty freaking good hit. Holy crap, that was a really good hit. It's an 8700 HP Tori, right? So this is a nuclear Tori.
does not.
Okay, so we popped it. That was, did she soul burn?
When 20 soul is consumed,
She soul burned, right? Okay, soul burn. So this is greatly increased.
When the caster is granted Cascade,
I wonder how much that hit would be without the soul burn. I wonder if it would be like about 10k damage, right? It's not going to be 17 or 18, or else that wouldn't be greatly increases damage. I bet it's only going to be like 10 to 12k damage without the soul burn.
does not cost any soul to activate Soul Burn.
Let's do this.
Please don't be a whale artifact. Please don't be a whale artifact. Please don't be a whale artifact.
Tori,
Feed the criticism. It's kind of a whale artifact. 75% chance to grant a barrier at the start of the turn versus 100% at plus 30. Oh wait, it's not chance. It's not chance. It just grants a barrier. It's equal to, okay, so the more imprints you have in the artifact, the stronger the barrier is, but it's not, you get the barrier no matter what. It's just if you whale into, oh, you know what? Bravo. I don't think you need to min-max this artifact. I unless you're wanting to play her super competitively, I think 15% attack and 75% barrier is fine. You're talking about going from a 3,000 HP barrier to a 4,000 HP barrier. It's not like it's nothing, but I don't know. I don't think you need to whale for this. I think you maybe pick up 2 of these and hang on to them because it's limited, right? Any other thieves be able to use this? Probably a few. Yeah, more than a few. There's plenty of damage limit thieves that would love to have a barrier and boost to their attack. I think this is a good thief artifact that could be used on multiple thieves. I think it'd be better to pick up 2 or 3 of these than to start imprinting.
Artifact, Feed of Criticism.
Yeah, this is a good artifact. There's not a lot of good thief artifacts. This is a good one.
Alone in her darkened room, she silently hopes her.
Mind you,
true
attack
feelings
buff
will
is only
somehow reach
50%,
others.
so
Increases attack by up to
15% is not
20%.
nothing to sneeze
At
at.
the start of battle, grants a barrier equivalent to up to 100% of attack for 2 turns.
Rimuru counters her. Rimuru can't steal unstrippable buffs. He can't copy them. That's why you can't use Rimuru to steal Rage or Torrent. Rimuru would work really well with her. Yep.
Prepared a gift for all of
Makes Rylet harder to kill. It does make Rylet harder to kill, but also makes Rylet not hit as hard. I mean, you're giving up for units that you want to nuke. You got to decide the balance between how much more. This is more of a survivability with a little bit of damage versus just going pure damage. Depends how you're going to build your thief.
you. I hope they like it.
A retired fashion model, deluded by her own fantasies.
She's
Players will be able to
coming
use
unglued.
Tori's
Holy
limited summon
shit!
starting
And
February
she passed out.
Thank you.
Yo.
Fantasies.
Look at this.
A retired
She
fashion
is
model,
losing her
deluded by
damn
own
mind.
fantasies. Players
I
will be
used to
able
be
use
a
Tori
model,
for the
and
limited
now I
summon
work at a
starting
convenience store,
February
and now I'm asleep. Oh my god.
Then to the left.
Gotcha streamer. Holy shit, yeah. That hits a little too close to home, Joe. Okay.
Cannot be avoided, must be overcome. There's still hope.
I like how they're demoing her with Ross after they announced Ross is getting buffs, right?
We must fight. From the cracks of despair. The buds of hope.
R on L on her should be good. Maybe. I think you really want her own arty on her. I don't know. Have to think about other arties to run.
If I must fight, this won't be an easy fight.
Are there any thief artifacts that give buffs? Anything other than Alexa's basket? Any thief artifacts that give buffs? Oh, Wind Rider. Just don't have enough Wind Riders. Secret Art Storm Sword. You could run her base, not base speed. You could run her slow with Secret Art and then just... Dark Blood Keeper. Ooh. Ooh. Guys, there's so many
Run,
things we can do with this
Tori,
artifacts.
With Dean, tank down east.
Yeah, Dien's getting a buff too. Man, is this really what balance patches have become? Is this really what balance patches become? Balance patches have just become ways to sell the new limited unit. I mean, are we really bleeding this into every aspect of the game? Because FCC looks crazy with this. Ross buffs look crazy with this. Dien being brought back up and buffed up. Well, like, why would they
Not
buff Dien?
great,
Well,
but
now
can use Winter's arty.
Winter's Arty. Winter's Arty? Increases critical hit chance by 15% after using a non-attack skill, grants a barrier equal to 4. Is this really going to be better than her own artifact, though? We have to see what the scaling is on the artifact. I think her artifact is going to be better than this. Gala can use Tori's artifact. I think a lot of thieves are going to be able to use Tori's artifact. I'm supremely disappointed that the entire balance patch seems centered around selling this unit. Everybody that got buffed is a buff spammer, right? Ross is S3, FCC just existing and being a damage dealer, DN, little weird.
Protection.
Okay. Cleanses. That's a dead Bellion.
Who chased Tora away?
DJ Basar. I bet you money you can't invert a permanent barrier. Yeah, we'll have to check that, but I suspect this isn't a DJ Basar angle. She's really good with A. Ross. She'll be even better with Archdemon Mercedes. She, you know, Ross does give her a buff, though. That's true. Who isn't she going to be really good with? I'm not sure I'm okay with this unit, guys. I think this is going to be a very, very strong unit. The ability to give herself all these buffs, have all buffs on her be permanent. I am really worried what people are going to do with this unit and Shooting Star Arcades. If you take first turn and Shooting Star gets immortality on her, how do you fight that? Literally, how do you fight that? How can you possibly beat that? And it's future-proof, right? Because buffs are never going away. Every single unit that comes out, we're going to be going, okay, how does the buffs this unit does interact with Tori? Any unit that steals buffs, Tori gets stronger. Any unit that gives buffs, Tori gets stronger. This is an evergreen unit in a very disgusting and real way. This is very, very likely a must pull, above and beyond the fact that she's limited, and all limiteds are by nature must pulls. Man, I wonder if Smilegate really considered how much they're going to have to think about new units. I'm afraid of the new units, right? How every time a new unit comes out, they're going to have to consider how it interacts with Tori. I don't know, guys. When does she come out? Oh, here we go. Players can meet Tori. We'll be able to meet Tori through limited summons. For those of you who didn't think she'd be limited, she'll be here on the 13th, so right after maintenance. Right after maintenance, because we do have maintenance on the 12th, so right after maintenance, we'll be able to pull for this girl.